single, I had to ready myself to be able to attract the person that was supposed to be with me, right? So you have to do a lot of work when you're single,
Right.
in order to meet that person. A lot of people say, how do I meet my soulmate? How do I meet? It's really all about the work that you do on yourself, you know? Because if I'm not ready to receive that person, I won't meet her. Or I will meet the wrong person that's attracted by all the crazy stuff that I got going on. So I had to work on myself first. I had to figure out the patterns that I had sort of developed in my relationships, and I had to come to terms with the responsibility I had in the relationships that failed. And I had to sort of arrive at a point where I was confident and comfortable with who I was and where I was going. And at that point I knew I was going to meet her, and I did. And then you have the married life with all of its misconceptions about how this works and how you're supposed to be with each other, and honey, wear my socks, and that doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You know, the sort of traditional gender roles have changed.
Yes, yes.
And we live in a time now where the male and the female role is pretty much the same. So when you're married, you have to practice, you know, division of labor. You have to figure out who does what, and what's important to you and what's important to me, and when does the career come, and are we going to have a family, and all those things play into that. So there's constant communication about that, and learning each other, and learning from each other, and learning through each other, meaning growing as individuals and growing together. Because one of the misconceptions that I find irritating is that people think that when you get married, you become one. There's nothing further from the truth. I'm always going to be an individual. You're always going to be who you are. Right, right, right. But the question is, how can we coexist? How can we inform each other, help each other, learn from each other, and grow through each other? And the key to that is wanting to be with each other. Definitely. And I want to be with her, and that's why I'm with her. She doesn't need to be with me.
I hope all
she wants to be with me.
The fellas out there are watching.
Well,
so we're going to play this back.
The problem is that oftentimes women project all these things on these men, and it's not their fault.
No, I understand that. Yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of women, they fall in love with the potential rather than the person.
My brother says that all the time. He's like, you fall for the potential and not the reality.
Yes.
He says that all the time.
You got to be in love with the person that's standing in front of you right now. You listening? The person that's standing in front of you right now, not the potential, not what he could become if he does certain things. No, the person that's standing in front of you right this minute. And if you're good with that, if you're comfortable with that, if you love that person, then it's going to be successful. That's right?